Well, once again, we're in the final segment of the show here, and we're talking with Anthony Greco. We're now at the point where Anthony, if I understand the story correctly, is getting ready or is actually appearing in court, and he wants to tell some of the story about what happened to him while he was in the courtroom. Anthony?
Okay, we after Harry Keene threatened my life in front of all these people, and I said that I don't want him. He's fired. He's not going to be looking out for my best interest. The case, we didn't get to the hearing at all because we don't have that. And I said that I wanted to have my own. I wanted to be my own attorney again. So the next court date we go to, I'm there. Kathy's there with her attorney, and I'm there. And Kathy's attorney tries to move for a dismissal on some things that were not proper, and Brisbell says that she can't move for a dismissal because I don't have an attorney. I said, I don't have a problem with it. It's like she won't let me speak. First of all, there's canon law 2.6, which the judge has to allow me to say my piece in court. And Brisbell has a problem with this. Okay, this is many times she will not allow me to speak, and she's breaking canon rules. I have the right to speak for myself. Everybody has the right to speak for themselves. So she turns around and appoints another attorney to me. And this is called Jaga, is the second attorney appointed to me. So I get his card, and she says, don't give this one a hard time. I said, what do you mean? The guy threatened my life. How am I giving this attorney a hard time? He's threatening my life the 2 times I see him. Well, just don't give him a hard time. So I try to make an appointment with Carl Jaga, and I go to his office. I can't get an appointment with him. The next time we have to go to court, he's there, and I turn around and tell him, you didn't even give me an appointment. Well, he's going to make an appointment with me this time. I call him. I get it.
Andy, before you get past that, I just want to comment. I was with you.
I forgot about that.
At the time that you had the appointment with him.
I forgot all about that.
And I just want to comment on this because of the fact that I was there with Anthony when it took place. And he had a 10 o'clock appointment in the morning, and Anthony asked me if I would go with him to kind of keep the peace and help out where I could. And I don't mind doing that. I'm not involved in this thing, but I'm willing to help out. And Anthony showed up at the office, and there was a sign on the door that said that there was sickness, and the attorney wouldn't be in today. Well, 2 other people showed up for a 10 o'clock appointment that morning also, one of which had to have something done that day because of an issue with a child that he was going to be the protector. I was just absolutely amazed that nobody even thought to call these 3 people and tell them that nobody could keep the appointment. And if I'm correct, Anthony, nobody kept the appointment the next day either?
Right, and when I was almost interrupting you, was the reason why I wanted you there was to prove that I wasn't giving anybody a hard time, and we were actually going to record that meeting, and what'll happen is he just had a sign on the door saying office closed for sickness. It was like that for 3 or 4 days.
Kind of like when the town board did that.
Right, the town manager had put a sign on the door. Yeah. That's another program, that lawsuit. So that's why I asked Andy to be there. Andy's a pretty calm guy and everything like that, and he's honest. And I figure if I'm giving a guy a hard time, he can say calm down. If I'm not giving a hard time, when we get to court, he could turn around and say this guy wasn't giving a hard time. So it turns out that I called him numerous times. I went there numerous times. Every time I went there, I called from my cell phone to his office, leaving a message. I finally get an appointment with Carl Jaga. The day I walk in to get my discovery, he tells me, I'm withdrawing from your case today. I said, well, can I see discovery? He says, no, I can't give it to you. So here I am now. I'm on a second attorney. Didn't give anybody a hard time. He's withdrawing from the case, and I still don't get to see discovery, and now we're months into this. So now we go to court. Tina Brisbell turns around and says, you're giving somebody else a hard time. They don't want to represent you. We're going to appoint this person to you. So they appoint me Robert Glennon. Robert Glennon. The court gives me his business card. I call the phone number. The phone's disconnected. I call the fax number's disconnected. I look at the address on the card. I go down there.
Where did you go to?
His office over here on Frontage Road. Office is closed for rent. Not a piece of, nothing in the building. I just got the card on his information. So now here I am. I look, now they have a number for Vegas for him. I call him once on April 7th. Leave him a message. Please get back to me. Give him my phone number. I call him on April 14th. Leave him a message. Doesn't get back to me. On April 25th, I write a letter. Exactly what went on in the courtroom. I got his number from the court. I went to his office. It was closed. I called him. He didn't get back to me on this day. I called him. He didn't get back to me on that. Send him a letter, registered, returned, receipt. I get the receipt back in 2 days. They got it. Okay. And at the bottom of the letter, I says, could you please tell me if I'm going to have an attorney on May 31st? Nothing. Not a response. May 31st, here we are in court. Here's this guy. Somebody says, that's your attorney. Okay, I go up to him. I said, what happened? He starts, well, you didn't get in contact with me. I said, well, didn't you get my letter? He says, yeah, I got the letter. I said, well, why didn't you communicate with me? It's not my job to communicate with you. I said, well, if I call you, go to your office, call your other number in Vegas, send you a registered return receipt letter, and you don't respond to me, I guess I don't have an attorney. So here we are. He turns around. We go in. Brisbell doesn't even want us in the courtroom. She takes us in this backroom deal. We got Kathy's attorney, Kathy, her investigator, Kurt Vito, my attorney, supposedly that's going to say he can't do it.
Well, whose office did you go into?
We didn't go into an. We went to some conference room in the back of the court.
But who set that up?
Ginsler.
Oh, Judge Ginsler. Okay.
No, I'm not sorry. Brisbell.
Judge Brisbell.
Now
okay.
I'm sitting across from Brisbell. She tells me, you got to stop giving people a hard time. I says, how am I giving him a hard time? I never even met the man. I sent him a letter. He didn't respond back to me. I says, you're the one that's giving me a hard time. She said, well, you're giving your attorneys. I says, you keep getting stuck on giving me a hard time. I says, you know what? I said, this is going on over 10 months. I haven't even seen discovery yet. She says to him, well, get him discovery. He turns around and tells me, I'll have discovery for you in 30 minutes. I'll have my office send it to you. I says, okay, no problem. I keep asking Brisbell questions. She keeps very abusive to me. Brisbell's very abusive. I don't know if she's in a bad mood, what's going on with her, but she's been very abusive. Kurt Vito's always got a smirk on his face. But he took that little smirk off his face when I said, you know, I need to get discovery because I have over 2,000 documents to go through for this case. All of a sudden, the little Kurt Vito slid down in his chair and wasn't so high and mighty. But we're coming up, and this program is going to be over, but I could talk about this for days. But let me just tell you this one thing. That was May 31st. On June 18th, I was in the clerk's office. Glennon walks in, my third attorney, walks in. I said to him, where's my discovery? He looks at me and says, oh, didn't you get it yet? That's 19 days after he told me I was going to have it in 30 minutes. I want to know why Brisbell is appointing these people who are incompetent, don't want to help me, and she's giving me a hard time. Why is she giving me a hard time? Number one. Number two, who is she doing it for? That's why I started putting these articles in the paper. There are many, many people out there that are getting the same runaround as me, and this has got to stop. Our rights cannot be violated. She's already violated Canon Rule 2.6, NRS 178.556, and the Sixth Amendment. Now, I want to know why she's doing this. Is it because I'm supposed to be some gangster from New York? Or is she judging me for somebody else and not being a judge and following procedure? or there's something behind this and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. And that's why all these articles are going in the paper and these ads that I'm paying for out of my pocket. I want to know where the corruption is, who's not corrupt, and who is corrupt. And I guarantee you that somebody's going to be in jail from that court building, and it's not going to be me.
I just want to hold up a copy of, let's see if I can get it up on the screen. This is the latest article that was in the Pahrump Mirror.
Page 9.
It was on page 9, in case anybody wants to go look at it. And Anthony's been in the papers on this a couple of times. Anthony, we are going to getting close to the end of the show here. Do you want to say anything about what's coming up as far as the process that you're in right now?
Well, the process is going on is I have not even had a preliminary hearing. Okay, the only hearing we had was myself and Kathy pleaded not guilty to all charges.
Now, how long has this been going on?
Well, the fire happened August 2010. In July of 2011 is when they put a warrant because I wasn't here and they never notified me to go to court. And if they did notify me, and I would have made some kind of response of, I think this all happened even before my brother passed away, so I should have known way before my brother passed away, so, you know, we could have set something up. I am going to get to the bottom of this. These ads that I paid for on the corruption inquiry into a corrupt criminal enterprise, and that's what I feel that we have here. That's my opinion, and I'm either going to be proven wrong, or I'm going to be proven right.
How soon do you think that this may actually get to the preliminary phase of some sort of discovery at the court?
Well, the next supposed preliminary hearing is August 17th. Now, I don't think that's going to happen on August 17th because I still haven't been able to see discovery yet, and there's no reason for me to put myself in front of the judge and get on a stand when I don't even know what they're coming after me for. They could be saying things that are totally bogus. They could say things that have nothing to do with this case. We will get to the bottom of it because they've already tried to make 2 deals with Kathy to cooperate against me and to make her process or things against her lighter. She will not, she refuses to lie. She cannot cooperate against me because it would be a lie under oath.
Well, I have to say, this is an interesting story that certainly is going to go on for a longer period of time. And I think that somewhere in the next 90 days, anything should start to happen where this man can have some satisfaction that he's properly represented in the court or allowed to represent himself. So since the courts are insisting he have representation, got to find somebody that he can count on to do a good job. With that, we're getting to the end of this show. We may have Anthony back in a few months and get an update on what's going on. Till then, this has been Precinct 29, and I hope you enjoyed the show, and we'll hear from you again.